Now, previous video, many of you will know that we spoke about the European sales, right? And I highlighted that NEO in Europe it's not doing that well. I mean, in September they sold like what 126 units in Europe, which is not that good because it's not even 1%, or it does not even constitute 1% of the total sales that NEO generated for the month of September. Those over 34,000, it's not that good. But I said there is hope onto NEO because of sub brands like Firefly, sub brands like Onvo, because at least with this kind of brands, we know that they can be afforded by quite a number of people, even in Europe, and therefore NEO should be able to see their sales recovering because of these sub brands. And now on this video, I want to also talk to you about something very important that someone just shared with me, and that is one thing that will also make of course, or another thing that will make rather the European sales to of NEO to improve in the near future is of course the cost of battery coming down. I mean, the price of lithium continues coming down, and this makes the amount of cost that goes for actually building the battery or making the battery for EV also coming down. I mean, according to Goldman Sachs, prices could fall to 60 kilowatt hour by 2030, meaning that prices of EV can seriously fall down. Bloomberg also reported a 20% decline of battery cost, which is something that is so good. Apparently, some of the Chinese manufacturers were offering battery for as low as 56 kilowatt hour by 2024. Already you can see that the cost for making batteries is also becoming so cheap. And remember, battery, it is one of the most expensive component onto an EV car, and therefore if that component in terms of price gets lower, it is also a very good thing too, because we know that at least the prices for the cars will actually come down, which is very good. I mean, NEO, our very own, you know that of course right now when it comes to their battery standard packs, right, for their main brand, it's a 100 kilowatts has become a standard battery pack for all of their models, and the price, it's the same as the price that you were getting or that you were paying for the 75 kilowatt hour previous standard battery packs, which is something that is very good, and it shows you that it is able to, or NEO is able to achieve this because of the battery price cost coming down, the lithium prices coming down, which is absolutely great. I mean, but like I said, Goldman Sachs sees, of course, prices of batteries per kilowatt hour getting below $60 per kilowatt hour, meaning that for a 100 kilowatt hour battery, you can be paying something plus minus or less than $10,000, which will be so great. And this again will also make therefore the battery rental prices for a battery as a service to be even more affordable, which will make easy battery electric vehicles to be even more cheaper than engine combustion cars, which is very important, because that will strike, or it will bring the massive demand of buying EV cars, because they are going to be very much cheaper as compared to engine combustion cars. This is very important because this will play a huge role into ensuring that the dominance of electric vehicles globally continues growing or increasing, which therefore will give opportunities or massive opportunities to EV makers like NEO, EV makers like Xpeng, Leoros, and the other. There's going to be so much demand for electric vehicles because the cost for building and making these cars, it might be so low because of the battery prices cost also expected to come down significantly, which is absolutely great, something that makes me look forward to what is coming. So yeah, man, this is important for you to know. This is something that can easily make the prices of even NEO in Europe for the main brand to come down significantly, and we will see how now they will curb EV makers like Neo. Yes, we know that tariff does not offer a long-term solution, but rather it's just a short-term solution, because what ends up happening is that there's too much pressure onto the local car makers, and the prices of those local car makers and end up getting to a point where they are at the same or on par with of course, some of these Chinese EV makers, which is something that is very, very interesting. Something that, of course, it's important that we know all this. One thing that I see on the streets of social media, it's worrying the European users, is that the NT 2.5 zero cars and the NT.3 cars are taking time to get to Europe. Europe is still selling NT 2.0 cars, except Firefly, right? They're still selling NT 2.0 cars, and users there want to see if they can bring, or Neo can bring, their NT 2.5, and that is the ET5 Touring, ET5 Mercedes, ES6, EC6 to Europe, so that at least they can start buying latest products of Neo, which is something that I hope Neo is currently preparing those batches to take them into various European countries, so that they can get or the European consumers can get their hands onto those models. Because part of the reason why I think Neo might not be doing that well is because some of the European customers know very well that they are new products of Neo, and therefore they don't want to buy a sort of like an outdated Neo, but they want to buy a Neo that is the latest. In other words, they want to buy the all new Neo ES8, they want to buy the N2 2.5 0 ET5 Touring, ET5 Mercedes, ES6 and EC6. Those are the cars that they want to buy, and until they get to Europe, they are not going to buy that. I wish we had someone with information, maybe from any Europe show house, to say, look, when are those cars expected to hit ground in Europe? Because I don't think Neo is not preparing anything for the European market. I think probably the batch is already underway, if not already there, and we should be able to see the European customers also receiving these 2025 new models from Neo, which is something that is very, very good. So yeah, man, I just thought I'd quickly come and give you these updates. Tell me what you think about this. Blue sky is coming, long term will win. Those that are persevering throughout the headwinds of the share price will be rewarded with time. It takes me some time to make videos like this. I'll see you on the next one. Please like this video, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That's all from me, and God bless you all.